So, welcome to Easy Podcast number 12. I did not mean to start recording, but my phone automatically starts recording when I lift up my hand, and I had it on the camera, and I stroked my beard, and it started recording, just like this. So, I guess we're starting now, even though I don't have anything to talk about. Part of the point of this podcast is actually because I forgot my little mic, so we're actually just seeing how this sounds without it now. Also, I've determined that filming in landscape actually is the correct choice, despite this being a podcast. So portrait would be filming in portrait is the way to go, even though landscape is more traditional, but who cares about that? Alright. Speaking of tradition, okay, they say that things that are out of the ordinary, things that go against tradition, are on average worse than conventional things, right? Say being weird is bad because on average, right? That means you're against the average, and on average everybody is trying to optimize themselves, right? So you're basically taking a risk that you know better than everybody else combined, right? That's kind of the idea, right? I think that's got some merit to it, but also it stagnates progress and it overestimates the ability of people, and it doesn't account for the hive mind, the limitations of the hive mind. This is America, so we're not really into that around here. Very individualistic society. This is not a collectivist system going on here. But it would be kind of cool to be a hive mind. Like, remember in Speaker for the Dead and I guess Ender's Game, how those fucking bugs are like pretty sick and they're like the hive mind, but then once you kill once they kill the queen or whatever, then it's just they're fucking all dead. You know what I mean? It's kind of a similar situation, right? So like, if the hive mind has flaws, then everybody is detrimenting from it. And so if you find that flaw, then you can drastically improve your situation and shoot above everybody else by conducting yourself differently. But it's also hard to know if you're correct, and you should have lots of evidence for being correct when it's not what everybody else thinks. This is boring, isn't it? I should be talking about rating vegetables. It's ridiculous. I don't trust Chinese restaurants. Okay, they don't seem very good. Like, most of the time, they don't really taste like what I think real Chinese food would taste like, right? It's like Americanized Chinese food, and it's all sweet. What the fuck? What the fuck? Just give me some regular nudes, Why are they yellow and thick? It's kind of weird. But one time I had Chinese food made by a Chinese person, and that shit was fire. They put like mushrooms in there. Crazy mushrooms. Never seen those things before in my life. My girlfriend loved it. Started painting recently, and it's way chiller than knife making. Okay, I'm just using paint pens because I'm like a toddler, right? But so I think that it's way easier to make like an okay painting than most other art forms. Like, it's way harder to make an okay drawing than an okay painting. It's way harder to make an okay knife than an okay painting. But also, like, I don't know how to get better at painting. That's not really true. I can just keep on painting and try shit, but like, I don't know, it's less clear of a path than with like knife making, you know? Knife making is just like, you just have to like know, there's set rules for how to do all the different heat treatings and stuff. It's barely an art, is the point, okay? You know, it's like an engineering endeavor more than like an art, you know? And then as far as like technique, you can just get better at like maintaining angles with your hands, but that's like about it, you know what I mean? It's basically just maintaining angles with your hands and knowing how to heat treat metal. It's basically the entire knife making field, which is really hard, but also like, you don't have to be creative to be good at that. But like paintings, sometimes I'll even see someone who's technically very good at painting. Like they paint some realistic shit, right? But they're just painting like the boringest shit I've ever seen in my fucking life. Like, it's a complete waste, you know? Like, why would you be an amazing painter if all you're painting is like a tree, right? I love trees, but I can see them in real life whenever I want, or I can see a photo of them. Okay, you should clearly be painting monsters and undead and shit. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And then the other issue here is like, if you need photo reference to paint it, like if you're just painting something that already exists right there, like just word for word, like what's the point? You know, you should be using photo reference from multiple different photos to create something new that doesn't exist in photo form, because a photo is like cooler than a painting. I guess if you modify the content in a way that can only really be modified via painting, that's pretty cool, you know? Like if you add like crazy streaks or some shit, that's pretty cool. But what you should be painting is something that you can't see in real life if you're good at painting. But also, this is also like entirely untrue, because paintings have their own personality, you know? Like, I would rather have a painting of something than a photograph of something, basically, no matter what it is, as long as the painting is still good. Like, hanging a photograph on your wall of, like, something boring versus hanging a painting of it on your wall of something boring it's obvious choice, right? It's just a bit of a missed opportunity to create something more unique and cool, right? But also, you could paint something boring and give it like a cool background or something. Honestly, everything I'm saying is just ridiculous, right? I don't really believe most of this stuff. Paintings are just kind of cool. Except for like when Pablo Picasso does them. For some reason he knows how to paint super good, but he paints like a toddler 50% of the time. But that's probably not really his fault, you know, because he did do some pretty fucking awesome toddler style paintings. And then we just put up all the shitty ones too, you know? Like, I have a bunch of sketchbooks full of shitty ass drawings, but I also have a couple good drawings that I would actually show to people. But if I died, then like, and everybody loved me for some reason, then they would probably put up the shitty ones too, you know? So this isn't really fair to Pablo Picasso. I'm sure he was a super cool guy. I mean, he definitely was, based on how many ears he gave away. Super generous. But, yeah, like, if it were up to him, he'd probably only put up the good ones, you know? Interesting. Sometimes I'll see someone paint something that's real, right? That you can have a photo of. It'll be almost photorealistic, but there'll be something else about it that makes it like way fucking cooler than a photo. Like, I don't know, I guess you can just exaggerate the colors in a way that you can't necessarily achieve easily through photos and filters. That makes it just like way more compelling to look at. Like this happens with cityscapes, especially, I think. Like photographs of cityscapes versus like well-painted cityscapes, even if the painting is like borderline photorealistic. I don't know how they do it, but like with the colors, it just looks so much fucking better. It's crazy. Looks wet, okay? Any good cityscape photo is gonna be wet looking, alright? It's gotta be wet. Because then everything reflects off of itself and shit. But I think that's just inherently true. I think everything looks better when it's wet. Like after it rains, everything looks infinitely better. Like the colors just pop way better. Even like paintings, okay? Like sometimes I'll paint a painting, right? And I'll be like, okay, this looks good. And then it'll dry and I'm like, okay, well now it looks like bad. You know, it's not as shiny, it's not as dark. Hair too looks better when it's wet. By the way, my hair is still just growing straight up. There's no bend, okay? I can have bedhead now, but that's it. It's just going straight up. Like eventually I'll be able to like pull it back or something. But not yet. Not yet. It's just like it's just silliness. It's just silliness. I kind of miss being fully bald. I'm gonna have to put a disclaimer in this podcast, in the title of this podcast, saying not to watch it because of how boring it is. Some of my worst work, I think, is this podcast. I mean, I can't really blame myself though because I didn't mean to start it. You know, it just happened. I need to merge these bitches. Don't seem like they want me to. No, they're chill. Actually, they're chilling with it. Yeah. So honestly, you guys should blame my bitch ass phone for this, not me. Because I didn't even set it to like I didn't even set it to start filming when I raised my hand, though honestly that is a fucking awesome feature. Very useful. Yeah, my phone has not been doing good lately. It barely charges, okay? Its charging doesn't last long. The speaker is totally fucked. It sounds super like staticky whenever I play anything loud. My laptop too is also like unbelievably slow as of late for some reason. It's honestly insane. It's pretty fucked up. Wish I had like a job, you know, because then I could like buy nice things. So here's one thing that I really want to do, okay? I want to buy gold. I love gold, alright? I love metal. I love jewelry. I love value. I love investment. I love preparing for the apocalypse. I mean, I've said it 100 times, alright? I want tons of gold. I want to buy it, okay? And I hear good things about purchasing gold from auctions. So I would like to get involved in that. Gold. See, to me, gold and chocolate have the same vibe. I also, like, you can eat gold, right? Like gold leaf. It's insane. What the fuck? I want that. I want to eat some gold. I'd rather, like, own it so that I don't just shit it out, because what the fuck? Like, it's retarded, but... I wonder what the nutrition fact on gold is. Like, you know when they put gold on ice cream? That's fucking insane, right? Like, it can't be that thin that, like, it doesn't have some fucking serious, like, effects on your body if you eat more than, like, a tiny amount of it. Right? Because, like, it's fucking thin, but it's still a visible layer of gold. Like, compare that to the amount of iron you consume. it's shockingly large amount of gold to eat. Or maybe there's something I'm not understanding here. Ooh, somebody got pulled over. Or something. Maybe a big crash. Can't really tell. Silliness, really. Hooligans. Alright, I'm going to end this godforsaken podcast. Okay, this is like the worst podcast I've ever made in my life, I think. Next week I'll have like an actual topic, hopefully, so that you guys don't have to suffer through 15 minutes of boredom. So yeah, welcome to Easy Podcast number 15 or 12 or whatever it is, 11, I don't know. Have a great day. Have a good time. All right, don't do anything evil. Produce some children. Bye-bye.